Okay, so just here to journal the loss I took about less than 5 minutes ago. Um, so essentially, what I was looking for, okay, and what we're gonna get this week, realistically, I'd be very, very, very surprised if we didn't. Um, I'm pretty confident about this higher time frame draw, right, being the previous weekly high here, and also this high here, okay, to eventually get us to trade into this fair value gap. Um, the reason I'm so confident about it is number one, it's close by, right? Number two, is there really anything for us to come forward to the downside? No, right? We're not gonna draw back in here. If we draw back in here before taking this, I don't even know. There's just no way it's gonna happen. This is just a much more obvious draw. You know, it's been a choppy week so far. I still believe eventually that'll get taken this week. But yeah, so that's my higher time frame bias. So I was bullish. Okay. Now, choppy price action, right? Absolutely. The only thing, right? Because every loss is a learning, uh, has potential to help you learn from mistakes, right? I wouldn't necessarily call this a mistake on my end. It actually, in my mind here, good trading day. I mean, I'll walk you through. I followed my trading plans, so I can't complain about a loss, but I can definitely learn from one, right? So what I'm seeing here, and I saw it in real time, like this wasn't something I was oblivious to. I knew we were still trading inside the range. Okay, what we did do a nice job of, um, number one, I need my higher time frame PD array to be involved. So the higher time frame PD array we used was again this higher time frame liquidity getting swept. Um, you see it clearer here on the 1 hour how we swept these equal lows. Very, very smooth, um, pool of liquidity here. Um, and the reason I was okay with entering, even though we still had these lows to take, is because these are far more jagged. Okay, these are smooth lows. Okay, now again, I knew we were still within this range here, obviously, because we didn't take this, we didn't take that, but we took this the biggest chunk of liquidity here and the smooth lows that I thought needed to be taken before we could go to the upside. Okay, so trading plan. Number one, I gotta look for where's the next draw on liquidity. Okay, and in my eyes, when I was looking at this and we took this, I wasn't thinking this is the next draw. All right, I wasn't thinking this. I wasn't thinking that. Thinking this is the next draw. Okay, this was a 1 minute high. That would have been where I took some partials, and then these equal highs here. Okay, on the 15 minute. That's what I was looking at. But again, something that we can take from this trade is, maybe on trades like this, risk 0.5%. It's okay to execute based on my model, right? My model's there. Fucking, I better execute. You know what I mean? Be robotic with it. That's what I do when I backtest, and I know it's a profitable model, so I just have to let it, work. But in situations like this, when I am privy to the fact that we're still in the range, even though we swept some nice liquidity there, I could risk 0.5% instead of 1%, right? Be a little bit more risk averse when it comes to trading. So that's definitely something I could take from this. But again, let's just walk through it from a model point of view. Right, we had our drawn liquidity, we have our bias. We had a sweep on opposing liquidity, and we had our model occurring in a higher time frame PD array because again, this is like 4 hour lows here. So we're sweeping higher time frame liquidity, which liquidity is a PD array. Okay, awesome. Model must take place, during specific times. Well, I mean, 9:30 to 11:30 window. Awesome, it was in that window. And then go lower here. Distribution, creating fair value gaps. But what I really liked was this. We created an inversion fair value gap, and we were disrespecting fair value gaps, right? And we broke structure, which obviously I need. So I got in off the retest of the inversion fair value gap there. Yeah. I think another thing I have to be careful with is I really have to see this and really look for it when I'm backtesting. But from what I've noticed, and what I'm saying is I need to backtest this to see if it's a pattern. However, I believe it is. When price gives you a big move like this, well after 9:30, like, all right, this 10 o'clock candle was that big move. Typically, and we're going to see what the rest of the day does here. I mean, I'll eventually come back and look. Typically, it ends up just continuing to go in that direction. You're going to have your manipulation a little earlier, I feel like. So we're going to, or like, it's going to be faster manipulation. Like, it's not going to be this big distribution down as your manipulation. Now, let's watch this. I mean, price very well could continue where I wanted it to go just without me here. So we'll give it a look and see. But yeah, so key takeaways. It was a good trading day because I did follow my trading plan. However, be a little bit more risk averse, right? The absolute most important thing in trading is making sure that you secure your capital, right? Manage your capital well. This could have been a 0.5% risk on this trade, 100%, just because we were still in the higher time frame range. Okay, we hadn't, and yesterday was extremely choppy, so I definitely could have just risked 0.5% here, and so that's something. And again, right, that's really the lesson I want to take from this, because my model was there, and I guess there's a fine line between, I don't want to execute on every, it's a dilemma right now for me, right? I want to be robotic in the way that I use my model, right? If I see it, I enter, right? I want to try to eliminate that emotional human factor from it, and I think I'll be better off for it. The drawdown to that is the fact that days like today where, potentially I don't execute because we're still in this range. But again, my model was here. And I think executing, or putting an emphasis on executing, could lead me into some setups that aren't A+. Right? So it's another thing. But at the end of the day, all the boxes were checked off for my trading plan. So it's not a bad trading day. It's a good trading day, actually. I get to check off another box on the calendar saying that I followed my trading plan. So any day I get to do that is a good day, but doesn't mean we can't learn from it. And again, I've gone over those points there. So, but yeah, that was the trade I took today.